Daniel's a different fighter, but let's not make no mistakes about this. He's fighting one of the best fighters. So he has to do something amazing to win this fight. You know, do you understand? So he has to go in there and do something which has never been done before.
Yeah.
It's a tough ask, of course. You know, the thing with Usyk is he doesn't depend on his power to knock you out. He depends on his skill. That's why it's a tough ask, because he's going to box rings around you.
You know, jab, using lateral movement.
Top heavyweight boxers are sharing their thoughts ahead of the much-anticipated rematch. Between Usyk and Daniel Dubois, Derek Chisora believes that for Dubois to stand a chance, he needs to change his strategy, especially by using his jab more effectively and approaching the fight differently than before. Chisora stresses that defeating Usyk takes more than just strength, it demands mental sharpness. He predicts that without significant adjustments, Usyk is likely to win. Again, though he does leave the door open.
What I'm saying is this, yeah. To beat Alexander Usyk, you have to be mentally disturbed in your head. Yeah?
You have to be mentally disturbed.
Yeah, because you have to understand.
Or to take the fight in the first place.
Yeah, because when I saw him a couple months ago,
yeah,
I had a coffee with him, we were just chatting. The guy lives in Ukraine.
Yep.
Yeah. He goes, oh, before I came on the plane, I was sleeping in my house, and then those missiles were going over my house, and I didn't want to go in the bunker. I was like, I'll just go to sleep. There's some craziness, isn't it? I mean, like, imagine you now, you're in your house in Barnet, Timbuktu, and then missiles are going. What are you gonna be like?
Yeah, he's cut from very different stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then remember,
Anthony Joshua offers a technical analysis of what went wrong for Dubois in their first bout. He explains that Usyk's southpaw stance posed a major challenge for Dubois, who couldn't effectively use his jab or right hand, usually two of his strongest weapons. According to Joshua, southpaws like Usyk keep their distance in a way that makes it tough for orthodox fighters to land clean shots.
Generation. You know, he done really well to go up against him and push Alexander Usyk in certain ways. Alexander Usyk's a good opponent. The thing where Daniel struggled, obviously, with southpaw, Daniel couldn't get his jab off, which is one of his main weapons, and his right hand off, because the southpaw, they're a bit further back because their stance is different. So you have to kind of counter with the right hand, and Daniel couldn't get his main weapons off, so he struggled a little bit, but it's cool. Came back, beat Jerome Miller, big, strong, heavy guy. Beat Filip Hrgović, who was apparently the boogeyman of the division. So he's done well to be in this position now after that. He's done well. Alexander Usyk fight, unlucky, came up short, but he's done well to bounce back.
Do you think it was a legal shot against Usyk or not?
I don't know. It's not. It don't matter what I say. It don't matter. What do you think?
I thought it was very close.
That struggle to use his main offensive tools played a major role in Dubois' difficulties. During the fight, however, Joshua also praises how Dubois responded to the setback. He highlights impressive wins against Gerald Miller and Filip Hrgović both. Considered serious threats, Joshua believes Dubois has shown mental resilience and growth, earning another shot at Usyk and proving he's not the same fighter he was before.
Blind.
No, so. You.
I think it's on referee's discretion. I think if some referees call it legal...
So your opinion doesn't matter then?
I think more people are more interested in your opinion.
But I'm interested in yours.
If the referee called it legal...
No. You.
Either way, I think. Either way. Because some could argue Usyk...
No.
Shots high.
You.
I'll say it was legal.
It was legal.
We can call it legal.
Illegal.
No, legal.
Okay, legal.
Oh yeah, you must have an opinion as well.
Probably legal. It's a fight. You get hit around the belt, you get hit around the leg. I think it is what it is. He got hit and he went down. Legal.
Alexander Usyk enters the rematch with a calm and focused mindset. He's not dwelling on the outcome of the first fight, calling that chapter closed. Usyk isn't interested in revisiting past controversies or rehashing what fans and officials have already judged. Instead, he's entirely focused on the task ahead, viewing this as a fresh challenge. His preparation is meticulous, and his outlook is clear. This is a new fight, and he's ready to perform at his peak once again, free of emotion.
All situation, but I not think about my first fight because it was in the past. Now we have a new fight. Maybe, I don't know, but I not think about it. Maybe Daniel do it again, but for me it doesn't matter because it's God's will. But I ready. I training long time. I have good protect in my both. Doesn't matter.
Do they think too much about the past?
Promoter Eddie Hearn adds another layer to the discussion surrounding the rematch. With years of experience managing major world title fights, Hearn evaluates both the tactical and promotional stakes. He points out that the pressure is high for both fighters, but especially for Dubois, who must prove he belongs among boxing's elite. Hearn notes that Dubois' camp seems to have refined their approach and credits his team for making key strategic improvements.
First fight, that was a low blow or not? I don't actually know your opinion.
I did. I mean, personally, I keep seeing the photos. At the time of the punch, I believe it was low. Was it borderline? Yes. Were his trunks high? Maybe. So, for me, I did think that it was below the shorts. Where's the navel? Where's all this was it Louis Pabon? Was he the referee? Correct. Does he have to say, look, we can't see your navel, you got to pull your shorts down?
He didn't do anything.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Don't mention his name around Frank.
Oh, Louis Pabon. Okay.
Whatever you do, don't mention.
But one thing I will say is, Usyk don't like it to the body. And he was probably lucky because even if it was 3 or 4 inches higher, I think it would have had the same effect that it had.
What had gone on?
It didn't hit him in the nuts, put it that way.
When he went on Piers Morgan, didn't they, a couple of weeks ago after the fight, and they played it back, and it was here, it was right there. That's where it was. You see it on there. All the photographs. It depends where they decide they want to stop, where the punch is coming from, and where it lands. But listen, do you know what? All of that now is irrelevant. He's got to, Daniel, on the 19th. What he's got to do the 19th of July is show what he's all about. He knows it can hurt him. And Usyk knows that as well.
He's a completely different fighter now.
He is. Well, they said it, their team.
The first Usyk versus Dubois fight in 2023 ended with controversy. The defining moment came when Dubois landed a punch to Usyk's midsection, which the referee ruled a low blow. That call split opinions across the boxing world. Some argued it was a legitimate body shot, while others defended the referee's judgment. The moment overshadowed an otherwise hard-fought match.
Actually, go and look at the... Two of them, just to correct you there, and I agree with the judges on this. 2 of the judges gave him the 4th round. 1 of the judges gives him the 5th round, which is the low blow rounds. The 4th round, 2 of the 3 judges give the 4th round to Dubois, not the 5th.
Yeah, but one of the judges did give him the 5th.
Yes, they did, yeah. One of them did give him the 5th, yeah.
Which I disagree with. I actually thought that Usyk got off the deck and gave him a bit of a pasting in the final sessions of that 5th round. Listen, he lost comprehensively. We had 8 completed rounds. Usyk won at least 6 of them.
Correct.
At least.
Correct.
So when you're talking about the gap between the guys, I thought it was really, really wide. But Don Charles, the team, whoever's been around Daniel Dubois, paused that fight.
Played a massive part in it.
Getting inside his head to convince him, you nearly had him.
Yeah.
You nearly had him.
Yeah.
To get him, it doesn't matter whether I believe it or, Tom, Dick or Harry down the road believes it or any fan believes it. We all saw what we saw. As long as Daniel Dubois believes what is being told.
Tensions rose during the fighters' official face-off ahead of the rematch. Dubois appeared more intense and aggressive, using his body language and sharp comments to send a message. Many interpreted his approach as an attempt to rattle the usually calm and composed Usyk, whether Dubois was being genuinely confrontational or playing mind games. The moment added emotional weight to the rematch.
I can't wait for Alexander Usyk to teach Daniel Dubois a lesson in the rematch that's taking place Saturday, July 19th at Wembley Stadium. Alexander Usyk and Daniel Dubois have a face-off to promote their fight. Now take a look at this. Listen. Pussy. Daniel Dubois pushes Alexander Usyk and then goes and calls him a pussy. I find it quite funny when a quitter calls someone else a pussy. Huh? Make it make sense, because Daniel Dubois, yeah, you come off a few good losses, but we have to remind the peoples your true nature. When shit gets tough, you quit. Look at that fight between you and Joe Joyce. You quit. The fight against Alexander Usyk, you quit. And for you to go and disrespect Alexander Usyk, one of the greatest boxers of our eras. Yeah, the man is so humble inside the ring and outside the ring. You are going to get taught a lesson. Now, when Alexander Usyk beat Tyson Fury, Daniel Dubois jumped into the ring and started begging for a rematch. I honestly believe you disrespected Alexander Usyk then, because that was his moment, that was his time to shine, and then you came along and messed everything up. Now, Alexander Usyk is going to teach you a lesson for that. Alexander Usyk is going to teach you a lesson for pushing him, and Alexander Usyk is going to teach you a lesson because you think you are the dog's bollocks right about now. Listen, I always like to support our own. I'm a Brit. I like to support British fighters. But listen, in this instance, in this case, in this up-and-coming fight, I am rooting for Alexander Usyk. I hope he teaches you a lesson and he reminds you of your place. Enough of me waffling. I want you guys to let me know in the comment section what you guys think of this fight.
Promoter Frank Warren has voiced strong confidence in Daniel Dubois heading into the rematch. He highlights Dubois' improved performance in recent fights and his increased maturity in and out of the ring. Warren recognizes Usyk as one of the sports greats, which only raises the stakes. According to him, Dubois has undergone both strategic and mental growth, and if he manages to defeat Usyk, it would be one of the most significant victories in modern heavyweight boxing.
You all look a bit bolder than that, aren't you?
Yeah, I think if Daniel can do what he's done in his last 3 fights, I think he can win the fight. I'm very confident in him, and you're going to get a good Usyk anyway. You know, Usyk's a consummate professional. You know, it's not like he backed out the fight. He wanted the fight. So he obviously and his team believe in him. And that's why it's going to be such a good match. But I think that Daniel knows he can hurt him. And what I think, and I hope they're overlooking, Daniel can box a bit as well. He's not a one-trick pony. He's not just smash and bash. He's got a great jab and he can box.
Derek Chisora joined Simon on Top Boxing yesterday. And of course, Derek Chisora has stood in front, as many have and many failed, and he was one of them, facing up to Alexander in the ring. Derek offered some information on how Dubois might go about taking care of Usyk on the night, though, Frank. Have a listen to Derek.
To beat Alexander Usyk, you have to be mentally disturbed in your head. Yeah?
You have to be mentally disturbed.
Yeah, because you have to understand.
Or to take the fight in the first place.
Yeah, because when I saw him a couple months ago, I had a coffee with him, we were just chatting. The guy lives in Ukraine. I was sleeping in my house, and then those missiles going over my house, and I didn't want to go in the bunker. I was like, I'll just go to sleep. That's some craziness. I mean, like, imagine you now, you're in your house in Barna, Timbuktu, and then missiles going. What are you gonna be like?
Yeah, he's cut from very different stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then remember, so you have to come in there looking to go to the other side, because he's looking to go to the other side.
What do you make of that, Frank? Usyk's a special case because of where he comes from and what he's lived through, according to Derek.
Yeah, it's been tough what what the whole country's going through. There's no doubt about that. But, you know, Daniel's had a real tough upbringing himself. It's just been boxing. His dad took him out of school, he's homeschooled, and all he did was live and breathe boxing. So he doesn't know anything different than boxing. That's what he's been brought up to do. And now I feel that, you know, mentally he's really matured, and as I say, coming off of these great wins he's had, he's already shared the ring with Alexander, and he knows what he's got in front of him, and he's not phased at all. You know, he called out and wanted this fight. He wants revenge. And as I say, I believe in him. You know, if it's all about being mentally disturbed to beat him, I thought then Derek should have won.
This rematch is more than just another fight. It's a pivotal event in the heavyweight division. With world titles and legacies on the line, both fighters have much to prove. Usyk aims to silence remaining critics and defend his crown, while Dubois seeks redemption and validation. The match is being promoted as a potential turning point in heavyweight boxing, not just because of the titles, but due to the history and emotion tied to this rivalry.
So the Alexander Usyk versus Daniel Dubois rematch is official, July 19th in Wembley Stadium for the undisputed heavyweight title. Now, I've said this before and I'll say it again. This rematch will be a lot more competitive than the first fight, and I love Usyk, but Dubois has gotten exponentially better in the last 2 years. In the first fight, he started off really well going to the body, but after the whole low blow controversy, he either lost some confidence or just started slowing down altogether, and then Usyk started picking him apart and got the stoppage. But since then, Dubois looked great defensively against Joshua. He kept his hands up more, walked him down and kept landing his right hands. And say what you want about AJ, but nobody has ever steamrolled Joshua like that. Now Usyk, even at 38, I'm sure he'll still be the slight favorite. You know, having beaten Tyson Fury twice now for undisputed, and he makes great adjustments, and his footwork will still give Dubois a lot of trouble. But either way, massive fight for the heavyweight division. Usyk said he's got 2 fights left, so if he wins this one, maybe he fights someone like a Parker or Caballel in his last fight. And if Dubois wins, he can definitely force a trilogy for undisputed. But you guys let me know who you got in the big rematch.
Among boxing fans and experts, most still favor Alexander Usyk. His experience, technical skill, and proven track record across the weight divisions give him a clear edge in the eyes of many. Usyk's footwork, timing, and high fight IQ make him a challenge for anyone. However, Dubois' recent resurgence has not gone unnoticed. Wins over dangerous opponents have helped rebuild his credibility, and many believe he looks more composed, accurate, and better conditioned than ever. He also seems more mentally prepared, carrying a quiet confidence that was missing before.
Fights, he won. So I think that statement, we can squash it. He's got an A plan, a B plan, a C, D, E, the full alphabet. I just believe despite the improvements Daniel's made, it's not enough. And the fact that Usyk's already got data on how to beat him, for Daniel having belief in coming up with a game plan is different to executing it. He's proved tried. Usyk knows he can hurt Daniel. He's got better footwork, faster hands, and a better defense. He wants to hope that Usyk is aged overnight, lost his memory, and forgotten how to fight. Daniel's best chance is a puncher's chance. And by the way, I'm actually rooting for Daniel. I hope he can pull it off. It would be amazing at Wembley Stadium, especially for the British fans. It's what dreams are made of. I'm a fan of both men.
Former Usyk opponent Tony Bellew offers high praise for the Ukrainian champion. He emphasizes Usyk's versatility, noting how he has successfully faced every type of fighter, tall power punchers, tricky veterans, and everything in between. Bellew, who knows firsthand what it's like to face Usyk, points to his ability to control pace and adapt as what makes him special. As fight night nears, opinions remain split. Some believe Dubois can disrupt Usyk's rhythm with pressure and body shots, while others trust in Usyk's precision and movement. It's a matchup where both outcomes feel equally possible, and that's what makes this fight so captivating.
Put more weight on his shots. I think he has the power to hurt Daniel Dubois. I certainly do that. And I think that if he's able to land on Dubois early and really start to build the lead and pepper him, as long as he's not had the wind taken out of his sails, Alexander Usyk is going to absolutely take over down the stretch. It might be the first couple of rounds are the most competitive rounds for Dubois and his best chance to strike. Because if you let Usyk get into a rhythm, you are screwed. So don't let Usyk get into a rhythm. If you can try and punch with Alexander Usyk, AJ had phenomenal success punching with Alexander Usyk in their respective fight. So that's what I think Dubois needs to do. Try and attack the body of Usyk legitimately, double up on the jab and try and punch with Usyk. Usyk, find that left hand, probe with that right hand. Go to Dubois' body as well, because Usyk's a very, very underrated body puncher. Throws a great straight left hand to the body.